Yo, thank y'all for tuning in again today, man. We are back at it on a cold Monday. Man, y'all know the drill at this point. We talk to movers, shakers, and tastemakers. This brother that's joining us here today fits that every description. Please introduce yourself and tell our audience what you do.
Yo, man, what it do, man? It's your boy Ponce, man. Straight out of South Florida, man. You know what I'm saying? But, the things I do, man, I got the clothing line, got the brand on the day we repping, and got the record label going on with the LLC, trying to get the funding and get that right.
Okay.
Make music as well. Pretty much just trying to invest into now getting photography and get the certain steps I need for my record label so I can just, pretty much be independent and find ways to fund myself and fund others through the process, Hey,
that's a hell of an intro.
Absolutely.
Everybody clap it up for Ponce, man.
Most deaf.
Now, before we get into it, you said Florida, and I just got to because we in Texas.
Come on, big
we
dog.
play y'all today, man. How you feel? Is it Houston versus Florida today, man? What you think gonna happen?
You come like a winner.
If I must be completely honest, when it comes to the sports thing, I'm kind of strict.
Oh, not strict.
Okay.
So football, college, Miami Hurricanes,
That's it.
Okay.
die hard like ain't nothing else.
Okay.
When it comes to basketball, college basketball, Duke.
Duke.
They out there. They out there.
So you took an L either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I took an L either way.
I like Duke.
But I mess with Florida, whatever.
They play
Florida
today for the
cool.
championship.
They play for Houston, right?
Yeah, the
Something
U of
like that.
H. Florida Gators versus U of H. So we'll see
That's
what
gonna be a
happens
good
when the
game.
Gators fight the Cougars.
That's her team. My fiance, man. She a Florida
Hey,
Gator, man.
fiance.
So represent.
Nice. Yeah. We'll see what it do. Literally, after we get done shooting, I'm going somewhere to watch it. So
Most definitely, I'm going straight to the crib.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
get
see
it.
what's going on. Man, I wanted to start with you. You mentioned that you in your pre-production that you started fooling around with music when you were 8 years old. That's a really young age. Anything under 10, I'm curious, what prompted you to start that early, and what was your environment like that led you to music that early? Because that's a pretty young age.
Well, at 8 years old, it was kind of the main thing. My cousins and some of his homeboys would come over to the crib and stuff, and they would go into the backyard and try to have their little ciphers and freestyle.
Oh, wow.
Stuff.
Understood.
So I went to 2 or 3 of them or whatever, but I was like, man, I'm eager to jump in. They don't know I've been prepping for this. I'm good with words.
Okay.
So one day, built the courage up, jumped in, and from that moment on, I knew what time it was. I had my respect. I had the courage, I had the integrity, everything to step up and do it. Because at 8 years old, rapping with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Fighting for your life.
You fighting.
Absolutely. Okay.
But if you can hold your weight, you can hold it. So, from that moment on, I knew this was meant for me and this is what I wanted to do. And then also in high school, I ran into this teacher, Miss Mitchell. Shout out Miss Mitchell, man. She, I had this writing ability I didn't know I had. So
Okay.
she made us write this poem, 100 poems. Everybody in the class had to do this. So, I was kind of like, man, I ain't doing this, you feel me? So she had a prep talk with me, pulled me to the side, put that, battery in my back or whatever, and then finished the book. My book was the only one with an A+.
Okay.
I was at the top, the school library even put the book in there. So it's like an undiscovered talent I ain't know I have. And then from then on, with the freestyling and just able to write and put the words together, I knew this was what I wanted to do. This was for me. This was for me.
Okay. Now I'm also curious. Around this age, what are we listening to? Who are the artists that we're yeah, I like him around this age?
8 years old.
Yeah, young cat.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My first album I ever got was Juvenile.
Hey,
Okay. Smart man.
Hey, we not mad at that. We not mad
You
at
feel me?
that.
And then from then,
That's a hood classic.
And then my first female album was Eve. The one with
A lot of people say that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
was it Scorpion? Something
Yes.
like that. Something like that. Her first album. Those are the first 2 albums I got, and it's I got my first boombox, so I used to try to mimic New York and all that.
Right.
I'll be walking around the hood, on the bicycle with my friends and stuff. But I'm playing those 2 albums to be exact. That's where I started from, right there. Eve and Juvie, man. No
Eve and
cap.
Juvie.
That is an interesting
That's not a bad combo at all.
No
man.
cap.
What do you think made Eve's album special to you at 8
At
years
that
old?
time, she was talking what she needed to talk. I was young, but I was able to understand and process words. And she was talking something. I'm like, okay, when I look out of my physical eyes, I don't see what she's talking about, but her imagination, I can see it. She was tapping into it. Go listen to that album. It was all positivity.
Absolutely.
Be honest with you. So,
I'm familiar with the Juvie one, but I'll have to check into the Eve one.
And then also, too, I got to give a shout out to my mom. She grew me up on that Lauryn Hill,
Now that's a talented woman.
If you ain't right within, you ain't gonna win. All that.
How you gonna win when you ain't right within?
Yeah. So that's the origin. It came from there first.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
What would you say has been one of your greatest accomplishments thus far in your career?
My greatest accomplishment is nothing physical. My
Okay.
greatest accomplishment is literally understanding that because along this journey, there's a lot of times where I hit a lot of milestones and I thought I made it.
Okay.
But realizing that I didn't make it yet, I made it, but I didn't make it to. It's like my perception of it was wrong. Realizing that this is a journey, and every step along the piece is like it's the piece to the puzzle in the milestone. So that's how you make it as a whole. I was trying to make it as individually. In this moment, I made it. In this moment, I made it. In this moment, I made it. When all of the moments together is how you make it, and it's like I was missing out on the smaller things. Like I was missing out on, family time, with my kids, and like just being so driven on this, I was missing out on the finer things, the fun in life.
Absolutely.
So I had to relearn that, rewire my brain, and now it's like, I understand that this is patience. Like I don't even got to rush with this thing. It'll fall in your lap when you align.
Absolutely. That was powerful. That
Most
was empowering.
Yeah.
No, this is me. This is how I move.
I like that as a man too, because a lot of men think that like if they're successful at what they do, but not at what they take care of, they think
Correct.
they're successful.
Exactly,
And
and
I was raised differently. Like if you don't take care of your family, you ain't did nothing.
You ain't did
So I
nothing.
like to hear that you included that.
Even the ones who not worthy of being taken care of, but they're only not worthy in our eyes. Like, man, you got to let God do his job.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
I think God definitely made it where you were supposed to invest in more than just your career path.
Yeah, most
so it's
definitely.
definitely good to hear that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also another thing that I think about, you said you were reaching milestones here and there that you think in this moment. That's a part of growth, man. Like you get to a mountaintop and then you grow and you like, oh wait, this is just a step.
Yeah,
There's another place I can go to.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes,
Are
sir.
there any of those milestones that stick out to you that you're like, man, this is something that changed me, or this is something that grew me tremendously?
I mostly say, like, through my process of growth, a lot of my growth come through failure
Okay.
and losses.
Of course.
I'm a team player. I believe in team player. I believe in, organization, and, being together as one in unity. But, in today's time, sometimes you get caught up, like that can hold you back because everybody's not on the same accord as you. So it's like, if you're a real team player, I'm one of those team players where I could be working on project A, but we agreed on project B. I'm going to put a little more energy to project B because I understand what we can do together rather than individually.
Okay.
But people get selfish and then they leave you stuck by yourself. So now I got to come back already playing A by myself and rebuild, rebrand, rename.
Okay, so interpersonal
So
growth.
pretty much that. So that's where a lot of wins and losses in that area right there, bro.
Absolutely. You also mentioned that you had more shows coming up. I want to talk about like past shows because I'm a real big proponent of like the live show. Is there a show of yours that sticks out to you? That like you're like, man, this was a moment where like it encouraged me or put a battery in my back.
man.
Can you talk about it?
It's two of them actually, man. And,
Talk about it.
I'm so comfortable with it myself. Like my uncle gonna see this. Like I have an uncle that he's, I don't like to use the word gay or whatever like that. He chose his love life. He chose it, but he's my uncle.
Right.
And he helped me grow into the man that I am. It never interfered or conflicted. But he had this show one time and it was like mixed crowd. Like, half of that side, half of our side, And
I'm in comment.
one thing you know about that side over there with them, they're harsh when it comes to like
They're big critics.
that part, the critic part. So it was a mixed crowd, and I was put on the spot. I had to perform for my uncle's birthday, and I was put on the spot, and I rock both worlds.
Okay.
Hey,
And that's what kind of had me like, okay, that's different.
they
because
money count too.
if you can
man.
get in front of multiple crowds and mixed crowds, and you can make it happen like that, then that's good. So that kind of opened my eyes. And then the second one was had this show down in Florida with Coast to Coast, Coast to Coast
Hey, shout
Live.
out Coast
But
to
it was
Coast.
a big one though. It wasn't one of the big ones, and they were judging us off like 5 different categories or whatever. So what me and my partner did, we didn't do an original song. We did the Future March Madness, but we did a remix of it.
Okay.
So they was familiar with the tempo.
So we went so hard though. So we didn't win first place because the original song part. It wasn't our original song, but everything else we won. So we got invited to like another show afterwards down in this strip club deep down in Miami, some hood type stuff, but it was hood and corporate at the same time.
Into those.
So we went down there, they played our songs, we performed in front of the crowd there, and then going from the coast to coast element to this hood element, and being able to grasp both crowds and just like that's monumental to me. That let me know like, okay, I'm really gonna go far in this thing, and I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
keep going. So those are my 2 milestones with the performance.
And the longer you go in this, man, you're gonna be in front of a lot of different crowds. So you're already getting that experience under your belt. I love to hear that.
Most definitely.
I'm
man.
sure you're rocking the clothing line at the shows.
Oh man, most definitely.
Talk about
I
the
brand
name of the
everywhere I
clothing
go.
line and the inspiration behind why you named it that.
Well, it's like, I'm gonna be completely honest, like first class, like, first classman entertainment is, pretty much. So it's like, if you notice in the logo, it's like a war fighter jet, but at the same time it's luxury. So my whole memo with that is like I can go first class,
right?
But if you need me to get on it, I can go to war
get
too.
on that. Okay, I like that.
I can go to war too, and I'm willing to fight for what I built.
like
so
that.
it's whatever you want. However you come, that's what you gonna get. But that's what it means. First class, man. That's the way of thinking, man. First
I
class.
feel like that's
awesome.
the line we tread as you know, as entertainers, as creators, as people. Like we have to be able to be both. Because some people want to treat us like a lion and some people want to treat us like a lamb. And so it's like, you have to be, I like that.
Sometimes you got to pop out and
Yeah. Okay.
You speak with so much integrity and so much strength. Do you have any advice for our younger followers, younger creators that are listening?
The thing is, I'm such a passionate creator and I'm so passionate into what I do. And on this road, there's been so many ups and downs. At one point, I caught myself getting selfish. I don't got no advice for nobody. I don't want to tell nobody that. No, y'all gonna get out here and y'all gonna go through what y'all. But it's at the end of the day, I'm God felt first, like God, everything. So at the end of the day, I have to do God's work, like no matter if I like it or not. So the advice I have, you got to keep going. And this is me living through my advice because I told you, like I grew. I can recognize my steps and I can grow. So it's like the main thing I can tell you is when you think you made it, you ain't made it yet. Because making it ain't even making it.
Absolutely.
It's a journey, it's a process, and then along the way, you're going to meet people that's going to roll with you. You're going to meet people that's going to fall off. All in all, keep your integrity and keep it G. And one more thing I want to say, because this is some, this is like universally aligned. You're going to have people that going to come, they're going to be with you at first. They're going to go against you. When they go against you, be silent. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter what they throw, you be completely silent. Don't bust a move. Don't do nothing. You got to let God and the universe take care of some things.
Absolutely.
100%.
Very well said.
As far as getting the clothes, is it like people just hit you on Instagram? Is there a website you want to send people to? Tell people where they can tap in to get merch or to hear music or things like that.
Well, right now, when it comes to the music side, like, I have my own Vivo or whatever. So, I invested, we ain't no little dogs out here playing. We're going big with it.
Yeah,
so it's like,
all the money.
You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on all platforms with the music. And then as far as the clothing, I'm still getting the online, store and stuff in process or whatever. But, on hand, I got it. And, I'm about to like reimburse and get everything back out. Got different colors. And
so we'll tag the Instagram. And if people see this, because people are going to watch this, our audience is going to watch this. And if they like the shirt, they can hit you on the Instagram.
First class in entertainment, man. Okay. First class is a way of life, a way of thinking, man. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Hey, I want everybody to clap it up for Ponce, man.
Thank you so
Incredible
much.
interview. A lot of gems. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Nah, man, I just want to give a few shout outs, man. My family, my people, man. Shout out to my boy Slim, my people. You feel me? Slim got me connected with y'all. So shout out to my boy Slim. And then, shout out to my city. Hey, at the end of the day, my city is a great city. We have a lot of great things, a lot of talent. But right now, we're kind of lost in some things. So I feel like at the end of the day, my city, we just need to get back, who we are, come together as one, and connect together in strength and go from there because we got a lot of great talent. And so shout out to Pahokee, Florida, Belle Glade, Florida, South Bay, Florida, Mud City, man. Shout out to y'all. I still love y'all, man. Let's do it.
Hey. Don't go nowhere, Flexcast. We'll be right back. Yeah.